Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. We're going to get started on a tremendous occasion, not only for the city of Southfield, Southeast Michigan, but all of Michigan. And so, really grateful. My name is Quentin Messer Jr. I have the great honor and privilege of being CEO of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and we're one of the partners, and I'm just so grateful to everyone. Maybe three things quickly, and then I'll move quickly through my remarks. But one, what this project shows is something that we all know as Michiganders. It's really a team effort. And we have risk-taking developers from the private sector who've been very persistent. We have a thoughtful public sector from not only the state, but the local level as well as the national level. So first of all, I want to congratulate the Middlepointe Investment Group, the City of Southfield, and all local and state elected officials and federal officials. So if you are a federal official, if you wouldn't mind standing so we can all give you your props, please do so. Elected officials, please stand. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here to celebrate the revitalization of a long vacant property using a revised economic development tool that was championed by one of the people you'll be hearing from later, State Senator Jeremy Moss, among many others. Today is proof that collaboration and a willingness to adopt our economic development tools is the best economic strategy to ensure our state's resilience and ongoing prosperity. We're here to really execute the Make It in Michigan economic development strategy, focused on attracting and developing people, cultivating and revitalizing places, and then competing for and winning projects. As I often say, when we work together toward our common vision, there is nobody or nothing that can stop Michigan. Today's event is especially important as a program, the Transformational Brownfield program, that made this project possible is nearing its cap. By providing financial support for redeveloping underutilized sites that result in such an asset for the community, this program has the potential to have continuing positive long-term impact. From here in Southfield to Grand Rapids, Lansing, Vicksburg, and beyond, we're thrilled to watch the evolution and growth of our communities across the state thanks to this tool. The MEDC has a long and proud history of supporting local businesses, local governments, and other initiatives through many of our flagship programs that allow risk-taking entrepreneurs to really realize a civic vision. Over time, the need has only grown, especially as costs have increased and revenues have remained relatively flat. The hardworking folks across the MEDC, and obviously I ask my colleagues at MEDC, please stand. I want everybody to see our team. Give them up. These are the folks, I get to stand here, but these are the folks who really make it happen. Thank you so much. They evaluate a number of projects, and we really need their help, and they need your help as we continue to keep this momentum going. We're excited about the progress here today and eager to celebrate many more. I am grateful for Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who allowed me to call an audible and ask her to come say a few words. And then after the Congresswoman, I want to introduce two gentlemen, members of the Michigan Strategic Fund, without whom this would not have happened. So first, Congresswoman Tlaib.
Thank you so much, Quentin. So I wasn't expecting to speak. I was just coming to applaud, of course, Senator Moss and MEDC and everyone at the state level, the Michigan Strategic Fund, which this time I'm not protesting you guys. You probably don't remember that. There was another project. I was like, no. But this is what Mayor Siver talked to me from day one. I came into his office. I can tell he was like not sure about me. And all he could talk about was housing. It was nonstop. He had all these ideas. If you ever talk to him, it's when his whole face starts, glowing. And all he talks about is the fact that right now the city of Southfield, as our residents are getting older, seasoned residents are increasing. As Charles and I were fresh off of doors, talking to people, and he knows how incredibly important this is. So this is probably really just a day of just pure joy for Southfield's mayor and the team and everyone that works incredibly hard to make Southfield a home for so many families. You know, if it wasn't for Mayor Cyber, we were looking for a person to be able to apply for Aging in Place grant, and we successfully got $3.1 million for home repair grants for our seasoned residents in Southfield. We're one step closer. We got to get it through the House, and just crossing our fingers, but it's one of the larger grants that actually got approved through subcommittee, which is very rare for us to get that dollar amount. So I'm excited about that because so many of our families want to stay in their homes or don't have any other option, or maybe want you know, to be able to have other new opportunities in housing. So thank you to Middlepointe for working with our incredible city of Southfield and everyone that's been involved. And, you know, Quentin, I've taken him around the Western Wing, taken him around in other places. He sees across the 12th Congressional District, housing is one of the top issues and top concerns for many families. So I'm really excited for our wonderful city of Southfield for this project. And I know every time I do my one-on-one, expect Mayor Cyber to say housing first. So I'm really, again, so proud to be here to be able to support all of you in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman Tlaib. As I alluded to before, you know, the MEDC has the pleasure of recommending projects, and our team does that. But it's really the Michigan Strategic Fund Board that approves the project, and they go through a pretty rigorous due diligence process. So I'm honored to introduce first Leon Richardson, who is the CEO and founder of Chemical Group, and then you'll hear from Demetrius Hutcherson, who is the president of First Independence Bank. So first, Leon Richardson.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Quinn. Really appreciate the introduction. Let's start by welcoming all the guests that are here, all of our state, local, and federal officials that are here to join us on this miraculous day. I'm really excited for this. This is a really exciting time for us, an exciting time for Southfield. My name is Leon Richardson, and I'm the president of the Chemical Group, which is the largest African-American chemical company in America. And we happen to be stationed right here in Southfield, Michigan. Very proud of that fact. We have about 500 employees, and we do a great job in the automotive industry, so I'm really happy to be here. But I also serve on the Michigan Strategic Fund Board with my president back here, Demetrius Hutcherson, who you're going to hear from later. But I just had to say, they gave me some talking points that were the exact same talking points that Quentin had, so I'm just going to tell you how I feel about this. I'm really happy for Middlepointe and what they're trying to do, and the city of Southfield is really deserving to have this organization here. This is going to be wonderful for Southfield. There's some great things that are happening that the Michigan Strategic Fund are supporting, but it takes time for these opportunities to come to fruition. So when we decide to do something, it could be years before these things actually come into play. So we really appreciate your patience, but understand that we're here to support you. And when folks talk about the Strategic Fund, we're here to bring local communities together with state officials and the funds that we put in place to help businesses thrive in Southeast Michigan and particularly in our community. So thank you so much for listening to our few words today about how we feel for the Michigan Strategic Fund Board and all that we do. And then with that, I'd like to introduce Demetrius to come and talk to you a little about his leadership.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Demetrius Hutcherson, and I serve as president of First Independence Bank in Detroit. And I'm proud to say that First Independence Bank is the only Detroit-based bank in the city of Detroit in the state of Michigan. We have some phenomenal banks that are here, but their locations they're headquartered in other states, but just delighted to be here. I want to also talk about my role on the Michigan Strategic Fund Board. I serve as the chair of the Finance and Investment Subcommittee, along with Leon Richardson. And our job is to really review and evaluate all of the projects that are being considered for finance and investment. and a lot of the criteria is to make sure that they meet the overall goals and objectives of the fund. We get a lot of information, and the staff at the MEDC, which has already been acknowledged, they do a great job of giving us information, and when we need additional information to make decisions, it also helps us to get the clarity that we need. And it's also important, although I'm a Detroit kid and grew up in Detroit, I am a Southfield resident, so I am equally happy to be here and just speak on behalf of this project. Mixed use is Middlepoint's gonna do a great job. It's gonna really create a lot of opportunity for the residents and just a continued growth and enhancement in the state. So just again, thanks for your support. And again, these projects do take a lot of time, and we have to pack our patience as we go through the eval and ultimate approval process. So I'll turn it over to our next speaker. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, and it is a good afternoon. I'm Jeremy Moss, state senator here for the city of Southfield. And they want me to talk for 2 minutes or less, but it's hard to pack in the long journey here in that amount of time. I was telling Shelley earlier, I was like a child on the Southfield City Council now that, you know, we've had this long journey up until this point. And truly, I was 25 years old when we all worked together to re-envision Evergreen Road. Remember what Evergreen Road was like in 2011. It was a car driver's dream come true and a pedestrian's nightmare. It was 3 lanes going south and 3 lanes going north and a middle turn lane and 2 traffic lights at the both entrances of the city complex. There was no walkability. There was no sense of place. There was no sense of community. And we, as city council, began to lay the groundwork to re-envision what a walkable district in our community could look like. We passed the ordinance for mixed-use development that we did not have in Southfield before this time. And as a result, we had unique developments pop up. Shops and business spaces above them. We converted an office complex into lofts. Then we began to tackle Evergreen Road itself by putting in that boulevard, by putting in the traffic circles, by expanding the walking paths, by putting benches down. Lawrence Tech wanted to be a part of this energy and put more campus life together to make this more a town gown community. And all the while, that property across the street sat vacant. It looked the same 15 years ago, pretty much as it did today. Aside from the fact that when there's a summer storm, Hassan Lex DTE put all of the worker vehicles onto his property. This completes this long vision of trying to create this walkable, vibrant corridor for Southfielders in this community and visitors to enjoy. It is a key corner of a key intersection in our community that we are so proud to have taken a part of this long journey to finally cement here today the vision that Hassan has had. And talk about persistence. It isn't just persistence of our local officials and our planner and our mayor and our city manager. Hassan has been shepherding this all along the way, even from when I introduced legislation in the Michigan legislature and sponsored it to get it over the finish line to expand the successful transformational brownfield program here in the state of Michigan that this project has utilized. And we pushed our partners at MEDC to see the value of this project. And I'm so pleased that finally we are approaching the finish line. Hassan reminds me we're not at the finish line, but we are approaching the finish line of something that can be really transformational here in our community that residents and visitors alike can enjoy. So I have been proud to have been a part of this long journey and have 3 others behind me who can tell more of the story. But this is when government partnerships work together in cohesion to see something that a community needs and be able to finally at long last deliver it. So I see so many people in the audience who have been a part of this journey. You should be proud of yourselves as well to see this project to its fruition. This is a really good day in the city of Southfield. So I'm pleased to bring up our mayor, who's been a partner of mine all along the way, who will tell more of this story for you. Mayor Siver.
Well, good afternoon. This is a wonderful day in Southfield. The word of the day is perseverance. This has been a journey. We've had a vision As Jeremy has alluded to, we are a city developed by around the automobile, post World War II boom town, and consequently it was all about big parking lots, zoning for residential here, zoning for business there, moving traffic as quickly as possible, and what we're doing is creating a downtown where none existed. And this is a key piece in bringing that downtown to fruition. So gentlemen, I thank all of you for your various roles in this. We are extremely grateful because these things don't happen overnight. We have had umpteen meetings about this and working this through. It's about layering on the support because this is really the word is transformational. That's the second word of the day. But this will be transformational for us. It also will bring a mix of housing that we definitely need, from workforce and affordable to market rate, with the density in our city center that will help support our businesses as well as the university. So before I turn it over to my boss, our city manager, I do want to make some introductions. So I'm going to start with our council president, Ari Mandelbaum, our council president pro tem, I don't know where Charles Hicks went, but he was here, and then Councilwoman Nancy Banks, Councilwoman Yolanda Haynes, Councilman Daniel Brightwell. And we have from Oakland County, who's been a great partner for us, and longtime Southfield resident, Yolanda Smith Charles. I know we have economic development from Oakland County here. Our planning, a lot of this, we have a great planning staff. So the planning staff, please stand and wave. And our business development, Shelley is key to all of this. So at any rate, we are really very happy to be here today with this next step forward. And I'm also seeing our deputy city administrator and our police chief. I can't forget these guys. So thank you very much. And again, I want to introduce Fred Zorn. I call him my boss. We are a tremendous partnership. Our city administrator.
Thank you. Welcome to Southfield. We're incredibly excited to have today happen. This has been an incredible, Jeremy's word, journey, story, and we're very proud to tell it. In local government and in state government, the communities, states with the best story win. And Michigan has an incredible story to tell. The MEDC staff has been fantastic. Dominic, Bob Garza. We did weekly calls for the better part of 9 months. So by way of history, the city acquired this property in May of 2015. It was originally zoned for 4 different plots of property. The group that owned it wanted to have a coffee shop, a McDonald's, a Burger King. And when you look at the land use pattern that we have here with 26 million square feet of space, we have an obligation to those business owners, the folks who own these buildings, to keep these buildings viable. We knew a rooftop strategy. The site is located in our city center, which Terry Crode, our city planner, has been the administrator of, as an incredible board. This is a board that agreed to tax themselves with a special assessment over the years, and that has built incrementally. And they've helped the city with all of the placemaking elements that make our communities great. You know, we were built as a suburban community. We grew up on the offshoots of the 67 civil disobedience riots, call it what you like. People fled to this area, but our product is 50, 60, 70 years old. It's time to reposition that. And as we reposition these products, we need partnerships. The state, the county have been fantastic partners for Southfield. We worked with Jeremy and State Representative Hoskins, who's not with us today, to get modifications in the transformational brownfield law that would make this work. So for all of those who are with us, I want to thank you for the partnerships. I want to make a plug. We developed some very creative planning and zoning tools. And there's a lot happening in the state in housing. There are folks that might say, hey, maybe the local units of government should be stripped of some of these zoning requirements. I know that presents challenges for all of us. My message for those folks is this is about collaboration, partnership. We can do great things together. In 2005, the state of Michigan said local units of government do master plans, put these plans on file. We are one of the first communities to become redevelopment ready certified. So when you look at these things, these tools are absolutely vital to us, and these partnerships are our way forward. We'll continue to grow. We'll get the rest of the world to recognize our story. Now I get to introduce a person who's believed in the city center. He had a good-sized computing company, and a couple times early on is, what's this guy know about development? Came back and built the first two-story building along the corridor. When the stuff that got developed in the early 2000s, the brownstone type condominiums, when the retail space, no one wanted to vertically integrate that space or do what we call mixed use. Well, Hassan came on board, took that risk. We worked with them. We did a brownfield plan. We brought those economic tools to the table. That's just part of this incredible story. So Hassan, he's about to make one of the biggest investments in his life. The cooperation and dollars of MEDC are making that happen. So Hassan, I'm turning it over to you, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I usually don't go by script, and I tend to speak from the heart, especially when it comes to this project. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not at a loss for words when it comes to talking about the Middlepointe development. But for the sake of time and staying on point and making sure I address the people that I want to address while I'm up here, I'm going to go off of my talking points. So again, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Hassan Jawad, and it's truly an honor to stand before you today as we not only celebrate the Middlepointe development, but the transformational impact it will bring to Southfield and to the great state of Michigan as a whole. Before I begin, I'd like to give special thanks to the MEDC, the Michigan Strategic Fund, Senator Jeremy Moss, State Rep Jason Hoskins, who couldn't be with us today. Those two have been true champions for this project, as Jeremy has said, for 15 years, and that's no exaggeration. I'd also like to give thanks to our City of Southfield leadership and every partner who helped make this day possible. I'd like to give special thanks to Dominic Romano and Rob Garza, who couldn't be with us here today, both from the MEDC, for their outstanding dedication and leadership, and your persistence and guidance helped make this project a reality. I'd also like to recognize members of the Middlepointe development team who deal with my after-hours emails and late-night phone calls, who are here with us today, one of which is my brother, Alan Jawad. My partner, David Shammy. and our construction lead, Scott Collins. They are all here with us this afternoon. And they should be easy to spot because they are wearing their Middlepointe shirts, so please be sure to say hello to them. So the Middlepointe, it's kind of an interesting story because you say, well, where did the name or word Middlepointe come for this project? Middlepointe is actually the first street that I grew up on as a child, and it was also synonymous with the city of Southfield's slogan, which is the center of it all, or the Middle Point. So that is how we came up with the name. But the Middle Point is more than just bricks and mortar. It represents the belief that when public and private sectors come together, we can reimagine communities, create opportunity, and inspire the next generation. This truly transformational development will include over 570 new residential units, including workforce and affordable housing, tens of thousands of square feet of new commercial space and retail space, and hundreds of millions of dollars in private investment. The Middle Point will also serve as both an attraction and retention mechanism, helping Southfield draw new businesses and residents and retain the ones we already have while attracting visitors from neighboring communities. As developers, we often talk about numbers, square footage, and financing. But passion projects like this, and I do emphasize the word passion project, and I've used that term repeatedly in dealing with the folks at the city saying, this is a passion project. I've been in this corridor for over 30 years, and this is something that I want to see happen. It is something that I want to see come to fruition. And because of all of you, we are one step closer today. But it's not about the metrics. It's about restoring a sense of place, creating a community where people can live, work, and play, and reminding us all of what can be accomplished when we work together and share a common vision. The Middle Point is proof that Southfield's best days are truly ahead of it. We are sincerely grateful for the MEDC support through the transformational brownfield process. The $131 million TBP incentive is not just an investment in a development, it's an investment in people and in the future of Southfield. And it ensures the project isn't just built, but built to last with inclusivity, vitality, and community pride at its core. Senator Moss and many of you fought hard to make sure our state had the right economic development tools. Today is proof these efforts matter. Programs like the TBP allow us to tackle underutilized sites such as this one, breathe life back into neighborhoods, and create projects that ripple far beyond their boundaries. The Middle Point is not just a Southfield success. It's part of a Michigan success story being written in communities across the state, which is why it is so important this program continues and that you support it. On behalf of the Middle Point Investment Group, thank you to our partners, our neighbors, the people of Southfield for believing in this vision. Thank you for your time and your support, and I'm sure we'll be talking again in the future. God bless.
Can we give it up one more time for the Middle Point team? Can you give it up for them, for their perseverance? Also, you should give it up because they're actually sponsoring some Jimmy John's. We also have ice cream courtesy of MEDC. I'm asking those who spoke if you wouldn't mind staying on the stage. We're going to take a few photos, but everybody else, please enjoy the generosity of the Middle Point team and MEDC. Thank you again, and really so excited to Rod and the entire team at Middle Point. Thanks again.
I have one other thank you and one other introduction. Our city treasurer, Irv Lowenberg, is here. Forgive me. And the local connection to this is our Brownfield Authority. So if you were on our local Brownfield Authority, wave. We thank you because it's another part of the partnership. Thank you very much.